on, guys? So today I'm here to bring you 10 great used sports cars that you can buy for under $5,000. I've gotten a few requests for videos similar to this, so I thought I'd go ahead and make it and share my opinion and what I found with you guys. Now, of course, there are more than 10 sports cars that you can find for under $5,000, so if you do have more additions to the list, please leave those down below in the comments. I always like to hear from you guys and what you have to say. And another thing that I've been incorporating, trying to connect more with you guys lately, is through my Instagram. You can find the name for that right on the screen right here. But before I've been uploading, and when I think of video ideas, I'll post a poll on my Instagram story and ask, which video would you rather see tomorrow, A or B? Or what do you guys think about a video on this? Would you like to see a video on this, yes or no? That's how I really want to start interacting with you guys and getting an idea for what exactly you guys would like to see content on. So if you would like to participate in stuff like that, feel free to follow me on Instagram. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first up on this list, and probably the most obvious choice for a cheap sports car, is the Mazda Miata. I absolutely love this car, guys. The Miata is one of the first sports cars enthusiasts look at when considering a sports car. The Miata is easily my personal favorite on this list, as both myself and my dad own one. The 5-speed manual in the early Miatas is one of the best transmissions that you can get at this price point. The handling and response from the car when driving is only comparable to vehicles that cost 10 times more. You can very easily find a Miata for under $5,000, both a first and second generation one. The lightweight and small MX-5 has so much potential, whether it be as a track toy, weekend roadster, drift car, forced induction, or more. Aftermarket support for these cars is amazing, and you can find parts pretty cheap. The first Miatas came with a 1.6-liter four-cylinder, producing about 116 horsepower new. This might not seem like much, but considering that the car only weighs 2,100 pounds, it's definitely enough to get it around. The later first-gen Miatas got the 1.8-liter engine, which was a bit more powerful, obviously, and the second-gen Miata featured the 1.8 as well. And again, the Miata won't be the quickest in a straight line, but it's going to handle better than anything else on this list. Number 2 is the Toyota Celica. The Celica was in production for over 40 years, and the 7th-gen Celicas are the most popular among young drivers. The 7th generation began production in 1999 and was made until the Celica's demise in 2006. Toyota made attempts to lighten the car as much as possible to possibly try to compete with the Miata, that's my guess at least. For example, they put all the controls in the center console and made some of the sunroofs out of plastic instead of glass. There were two different 1.8-liter four-cylinders offered in the Celica. The most modest of the two produced 140 horsepower, while the other produced 180 horsepower in America due to two-step variable valve lift control and variable valve timing. It came with either a 4-speed auto or a 6-speed manual, which should be your choice if you're looking for a true sports car. The Celica weighed around 2,500 pounds, which might seem like a lot more than the Miata, but it's still very light by today's standards, and of course it also had more power. The major drawback of the Celica is that it is front-wheel drive, which I personally don't mind, but it is seen as a problem to many people. Number 3, the Mustang Gt. The Mustang is the quintessential first sports car in many people's minds. Beginning in 1999, the Mustang GT received a revamped V8 and major makeover. The new 4.6-liter V8 produced 260 horsepower and 302 pound-feet of torque. The GT is obviously rear-wheel drive, but it is much different than the Miata. The Mustang is much more for straight-line speed and much less for handling. It also comes in either a coupe or convertible, so you can have that top-down experience like the Mazda. The Mustang is one of the most iconic and popular American muscle cars of the last half-century, and there's a good reason why it's still in production today. Number 4, the Acura or Honda Integra. The Integra is another lightweight Japanese sports car that's on this list. The series DC5, or 4th generation, was produced from 2002 and 2006, and is probably going to be your best bet. In America, you could either get the RSX or RSX Type S, both of which used the K20A2 engine until 2005 when the Type S got the K20Z1 engine. Power ranged between 160 and 210 210 horsepower, and it came in either an automatic and manual, and again it was sadly front-wheel drive. And I just want to make a point on something real quick. I think the reason why the Miata has been so much more popular than the Integra and the Celica is because it's rear-wheel drive. I think a lot of young drivers see front-wheel drive as a major letdown, when really it isn't. So that's just an observation that I made, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's get on with the rest of this list. Number 5, the Mark V Golf GTI. The GTI is the original and most popular hot hatch, and for good reasons. The Mark V GTI was in production between 2004 and 2009. The GTI came with a 2-liter turbocharged engine producing just under 200 horsepower and around 200 foot-pounds of torque. It came with either a 6-speed manual or VW's 6-speed DSG transmission. The Mark V came in both a 3- and 5-door hatch, so you can take the whole family with you if you want, unlike most of the other cars on this list. The GTI was so successful because it combines sporty and practical, and it's something you could daily drive comfortably. Number 6, the Bmw E36 328i. The E36 is one of the most iconic European cars of the last 2 decades. While the E36 M3 is becoming highly costly and collectible, you can still snatch a 328i for well under $5,000. The 328i was only in production from 1995 to 1998 and was offered in a coupe, sedan, wagon, or convertible, so there's literally something for everyone. It featured an inline-6 engine that produced 190 horsepower and 200 foot-pounds of torque. It came in either an automatic or manual, and along with being rear-wheel drive, the E36 handles well and is fairly quick. It can serve as a great daily like the GTI and will be very comforting to drive. You'll have leather upholstery and other creature comforts that most of the other cars on this list won't offer either. Number 7, the Nissan 300ZX. The Nissan 300ZX was sold in America from 1984 to 1996. The Z32 began production in 1990 and was brought to America until the 1996 model year. It came with a V6, which was either naturally aspirated or twin turbo. The twin turbo and more exciting Z had 300 horsepower and could reach 60 from a standstill in under 6 seconds. That's pretty good by today's standards, but imagine 20 years ago. That is pretty dang good, guys. Some models also came equipped with rear-wheel steering, something many supercars of that age didn't have. The 300ZX came in either a coupe or convertible and was the best-selling sports car for a while, as it appealed to many different crowds. Both automatics and manuals were offered, and the 300ZX weighed in around 3,100 or 3,200 pounds. If you like JDM and want something that's not a Miata and has much more power, this should definitely be at the top of your list and should be considered heavily. Number 8, the 90s Camaro Z28. The Camaro Z28 can serve as a great cheap alternate for American muscle if you don't necessarily want the Mustang. The Z28, produced in the 90s and early 2000s, produced just over 300 horsepower from its massive 5.7-liter V8 Corvette engine. And if you think about it, it's sort of a budget Corvette in that perspective. I mean, you're still getting the Corvette power, but you're getting it on a Camaro body, so it's not as valuable. I mean, sorry to say, but it's true. Like the Mustang, it was more used for straight-line speed than handling. It came in both a convertible and coupe with either an automatic or manual. If for some reason you don't want all that power, you can opt for the V6 Camaro, which will be even cheaper. Number 9, the Subaru Wrx. Now this is the one car on this list that is going to be a little bit difficult to find for under $5,000, but if you search hard enough and you're patient, you can definitely find one for under $5,000. While an STI will cost you much more than $5,000, I still think that the WRX provides great bang for your buck. The 2-liter 4-cylinder pumps out 227 horsepower in the mid-2000s models and is offered in both an automatic and a manual. You can get a WRX in either a hatch or sedan, and Subaru's patented all-wheel drive and its size make it great for a daily driver. These cars can be modified fairly easily and can serve many purposes. Newer WRXs and STIs go for big values and have held their value extremely well, but there's a reason why Subaru is known for their high resale value. Most of the WRXs out there will be modified, which will increase the asking price, but stock cars will give you a good bang for your buck. It's another sports car on this list that can do it all, and of course it is identical to the Saab 92X, and of course I've got to fit Saab into this somehow, guys. I mean, come on. Saab 92X is also a great choice. Number 10, the 90s Pontiac Firebird. The Pontiac Firebird was similar to the previously mentioned Camaro, so I don't want to repeat too many facts. The styling on the Firebird was much more exaggerated and looked better in my opinion, and it even came with a functioning hood scoop on some later models. Once again, you had the option to get the C4 Corvette engine, which was much more powerful than the other V6 options for the car. It serves as a good choice if you want something domestic that isn't necessarily a Mustang or Camaro. So there you have it, guys. 10 sports cars that you can buy for under $5,000. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you have more additions, once again, leave those down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. More exciting content to come, guys. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at auto.autopsy to stay up to date on stuff that's going on with the channel. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.